Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Geminis, let's get right on into it. Let's see what is going on. Geminis, let's go. All right. Sending you lots of love and light for this upcoming week. This reading, I want to make sure, first and foremost, I want to make sure we cover a couple of things. So hopefully everybody got a chance to close out your 7/7 portal, which ended on the 11th of July. So we had a 7/7 portal. So people are kind of sort of mentally, emotionally trying to get geared up for the Lionsgate portal. That's 8/8, right? So the 7/7 portal opened up on 7 on the 4th of July. I was trying to say the 4th of July, and it closed on the 11th of July. It overlapped on the full moon, right? We had a full harvest moon slash buck moon, or slash buck moon slash harvest moon. It's called a full moon is always called a lot of different names. But anyway, so hopefully you all got a chance to do that. On top of that, we are in pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. So you're getting downloads. Make sure you're journaling those downloads. Make sure whatever downloads you're journaling. We have a pre-shadow retrograde for Mercury, and Mercury is going to be in Leo. We also have Pluto, which has been retrograde in Aquarius, and Neptune is retrograde in Aries. So let's get into it. All right, so there's 3 retrogrades so far. I think we're going to have a total of 6 retrogrades in July. I believe so. So let's get into it. So you all are ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is going to be retrograde in Leo. So that's going to be really good to know for those of you all who are kind of sort of new to retrogrades. I do have a retrograde series over on my knowledge channel. So let's get into it. Let's get right on into it. Let's go. All right. It's time to flourish. That's right. It's time to flourish. Yeah. When planets go retrograde, just means to kind of slow down and, oh, you know what? And here's also a tip too, because I want to make sure I cover everything. I have information about retrogrades on both my TikTok and YouTube shorts. So that kind of, takes care of the guesswork. That takes care of the guesswork. So that way you're not thinking, well, what does retrograde mean? What does it mean specifically for your zodiac sign? I got all that covered. It's all covered. So yeah. Alrighty. So we're gonna get into it. Yeah, let's get right on into it. Yeah. All right. So, all right. All right, Geminis. Let's go. So the moon is going to be moving from Aquarius into Pisces. And the parts of the body that it affects is and for Aquarius, your Achilles, that's one part of the body. And then and for Pisces, your feet, and then up to your pineal gland or your third eye. So the moon moving and from Aquarius into Pisces for Gemini specifically this week is going to shift your mental clarity and social curiosity. So, and that's that air. You and Aquarius are air signs, right? And so that's that synergy there. So into the emotional, intuitive waters of Pisces. And so that's a place where Gemini may feel less comfortable, but can also gain deep insights when you slow down and reflect, right? So the moon phase asks Gemini to integrate what you've learned, release scattered energy, and tune into, your inner wisdom rather than seeking more external input. So this card came out first here, and this speaks to your 11th house. And this is really your future. You all rule 3rd house, and this is really, okay, this card flipped out. Okay. Okay. A message could be coming in, this card right here. A message could be coming in, possibly from an Aquarius. Okay. And you could be kind of sort of syncing some kind of a message from an Aquarius could be coming in for you. So here's a question for source for you all. So what insight Are you now ready to stop and analyze and start embodying? And what mental noise must you release to hear your intuition clearly? Okay. Possibly something about a Taurus, and then getting some rest, giving something some rest. You've been getting some downloads from two dark magician energies, possibly about an Aquarius. And so now you're giving something some rest, and now you're finally flourishing. Now you're focusing on flourishing. So two dark magician energies. So you and Gemini, I mean you and Virgos, and this came out sideways, right? So this Knight of Cups energy, like somebody is kind of like really kind of sort of torn in like kind of what to believe, like just in terms of just like who and what to believe. Like you're trying to rest, and you could be watching something because this is water, and you kind of like you don't really know what to believe. You kind of at this point just kind of okay, kind of the torn, like being pulled in two different directions. Who's jealous of whom, And I would say for you to pray about it. So when you're talking about like moving from overthinking to inner, this kind of speaks to you moving from overthinking to inner knowing, and then recognizing which ideas are worth holding on to and which are distractions, and also balancing curiosity with stillness and integration. So I'm just saying, air signs in general are incredibly smart. This is where you go within and you start thinking, okay, wolf energy. Wolf energy is about pack, what pack people are running with. And you start thinking to yourself, are you dealing with energies that keep things hidden from you, that have a history of keeping things hidden from you? Or are you dealing with energies that keep you enlightened about things? Not just about other people, that's gossip, but keeping you enlightened about themselves. Not because you had to find out stuff about people, but because, through other people, but they keep you enlightened about themselves. And then you got, because somebody is dealing with a jealous current or jealous ex. So something is inverted here. So source is saying it's time to pour into yourself, time to show yourself some compassion. There's a Taurus. So it's like somebody is like torn, in between something. So somebody could have gone to church with somebody. We have the Hierophant card here, which could be a religious organization. And so somebody has been incredibly patient with someone, like incredibly patient with someone, and incredibly compassionate towards someone else. But even more, that same compassion needs to be shown with yourself. And that's what source is trying to say. It's like, okay, I'm picking up that you all are mutable signs, and so it's just saying you need to show yourself just as much compassion if you've been showing everybody else. That's when somebody's going to see a different energy come out. When you start showing yourself just as much compassion if you've been showing everybody else around you, right? That's when that light high priestess is going to come out. Because realistically, you are the high priest and the high priestess. Realistically, when you start saying, okay, I'm whole and complete, I have seen what I needed to see. Because, see, now that this is tipping over, right? Now that you're saying, okay, I'm not just straight up and down, I'm tipping now. I'm kind of torn now. And that's exactly what Source wants you. Source says, okay, that's what I need you to be. I need you to be a little indecisive now. I need you to start thinking. This is what I'm saying. Now that the planet is retrograde, we're in pre-shadow retrograde. So say, Gemini, I need you to start thinking for yourself. I need you to start thinking. Slow down and think. When you look back at how patient you've been with people around you, did you have to find out through gossip, like you were pulling teeth, was always some kind of surprise? We had to have a tower moment fall on you before you found out some information through gossip, from people telling you stuff around you? Only you know how many years or months or weeks you've known people. Is it always feel like you got to find out some other kind of way? And so saying, the more you pour into yourself, this is your moon sign, the more and more you're going to realize, okay, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And somebody has an innate spiritual understanding of what's happening here. Whatever your situation is, somebody has an innate spiritual understanding of what's happening to make a decision. You're trying to rise above judgment. Trying to rise above some kind of judgment. Somebody is obsessed. Somebody has an obsessive with money, with the material world. They are obsessed with the material world and trying to project that on someone else who's in hermit mode. They want to try to bring judgment down on somebody who is in hermit mode. These two dark magician energies are trying to bring judgment down on somebody who is in hermit mode. And so trying to cause people to be overwhelmed. This is what I'm talking about, dark wolf energy and light wolf energy. But somebody, Gemini, you have some kind of an innate spiritual understanding of what's going on. And you're just like kind of torn. I don't know who to believe, what to believe. Is just so much stuff going on. But actually, innately, you do know what to believe. Absolutely, you do. You absolutely do. Because traditionally, somebody knows that somebody has a history of lying. Somebody has a history, them and their family have a history of lying. Whoever this energy is, I don't know. And this is a general reading, but somebody has a history, them and their family have a history of lying. You always got to find out some kind of secret, some kind of uncovering. You don't know who to believe in. It's always something that's overwhelming. It's always something. Something is always secret. This 7 right here is something legal. You always got to find something out in court. There's always some kind of defamation of character. It's always something you got to find out something secret come out in court. It's always something. Whoever these energies are, every time you walk through a door, here's a 4 and 7 here. That's a secret child, a secret relationship going on. It's always some kind of secret that comes out. You just like, what the heck? I mean, what else? What else? And something else is about to come out. Soon as somebody walks through a door, it's always a secret that is exposed. And at some point, somebody's going to get tired. Here's the Ace of Pentacles here. There's a lot of money involved in something. There's always some kind of secret involved in something. So in this regard here, with this Ace of Pentacles here, there's a Virgo Capricorn. There's a Virgo Capricorn and a Virgo Capricorn and a Taurus involved in something, right? Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus involved in something. They have something. And there's money involved, like they're on a team together, right? There's an Aries that's playing games with people's kids, right? They're all on a team together, trying to present as this happy, one big happy family, all for this whole new lease on life, right? There's a Pisces involved. You always have to find something out. And so it's saying at some point, Gemini, it's time to kind of like stop going along with the flow for real. You're a mutable sign. You all can flip the switch at any point in time. And so Source is saying at some point it's time to pour into yourselves and go, okay, I need to stop overthinking something. I'm looking at a pattern of behavior here. Anytime it has something to do with money, a whole new lease on life, dealing with this, like I said before the card came out, if it has to do with somebody's family, they will choose money and material possession over anything that even makes sense. So you're making some kind of connection here. You're starting to make some kind of connection here. Okay, I need to stop going with the flow. I need to stop going along with some kind of flow, because every time I catch wind of something, it's the same old, same old, same old, same old. And it's time to flourish. Because these energies, whoever these energies are, that's why it's so much wealth and so much pentacles on the table here, because you've spent enough time. I'm not even surprised because when I look at this Hierophant energy, you spent enough time around these energies to say, okay, yep, everything is for show. Everything is about presentation, what it looks like in the public eye, right? So if it comes to, this all look like we're presenting as this happy family, a house, we got money. If we looking like we on the picture of, what people look like on TV, they'll all come together to overwhelm somebody and pull out people's secrets, but they got secrets themselves. And they'll do it behind someone's back in court, especially if somebody's in hermit mode and somebody don't know what's going on, but this time they're dealing with somebody who's coming through a door, somebody who's speaking out. So being torn is not even an option, because they lied and somebody's lying behind somebody's back saying somebody's running away from something. This is an Aquarius. They're lying behind an Aquarius's back because they thought somebody was going to be this 4, 7, and Knight would bring us to 10. They thought that somebody was going to have a 10 of Wands, a 10 of Swords situation, was going to end up dead behind closed doors. And that is not what happened. They were going to be some unfortunate end. They were going to end up being depressed and all of that, right? So it's something you have in common with somebody. Either you have a Virgo in common with somebody, a Taurus in common with somebody, or a Capricorn in common with somebody. One of these three energies you have in common with somebody. Either your child is a Capricorn, your child is a Virgo, or your child is a Taurus, or your husband is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or your wife is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but there's big money involved in something, but something y'all have in common. You and somebody have something in common. You and another air sign have something in common. But these energies are trying to make it seem like everything is on the outer appearance. Everything is the same and the same old, same game being played. Somebody accusing somebody of being jealous, right? Faking compassion towards people's kids. Somebody's faking some kind of compassion towards somebody's kids. Saying somebody's running away from some kind of responsibility or something because somebody won't pretend, that there's not secrets to be uncovered. Soon as somebody becomes enlightened about something and don't want to play a game, so it's just saying all of a sudden, here comes, okay, we got to nitpick, we got to find out people's secrets, we got to unload on people. We got to keep unloading on people until they don't want to flourish anymore. We're going to try to stop them from flourishing. Not this time. Not this time. Not this time. So what people have come up against this time are prayer warriors. You are a prayer warrior. Get to praying. Get to praying. Somebody is dealing with people who have a God complex. So you don't even need to be torn at this point. You need to start talking to God, praying. Yep, here's the Eight of Pentacles here. Yeah. Somebody's trying to stay tied to somebody's money. Multiple streams of income by any means necessary. So that means, okay, if that means we can get rich off of somebody and set somebody up, because that's what this is. We want to stay tied to somebody's money. This is a number 8 right here. 8 looks like we're going to chain ourselves to somebody's money, whether it's through their children or through some other means of chaining ourselves to their money. And to keep up a particular lifestyle, that's where we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. Because somebody was overwhelmed financially. And as soon as people start believing in their dreams and moving on because they found out some kind of secret was going on, we got to find some kind of way to chain ourselves to somebody else's money by any means necessary in creating something. Yep, Ace of Cups here. There's a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio involved in something. Also dealing with your fourth house. So that somebody's family is involved in something. We got to go find out. We got to get connected with their family, their ancestry. We got to connect with their family. We got to get everybody involved. We got to find out secrets with their family, their ancestral background. We got to get connected with as many people as possible to find out somebody's secrets so we can ostracize them to stay chained to their money. And so if they're making money, and there's some kind of a star, they got any kind of, and I say star, I don't necessarily mean celebrity. If they have any kind of, they're in their north node, doesn't necessarily have to mean geographically in the north, but north node mean if they're in their career or their vocation, they're doing anything where it's bringing in multiple streams of income. We got to find some kind of way to chain ourselves to their money while assassinating their character and telling everybody they ran away from some responsibility. They were part of our family, attaching them to any kind of sex work, just doing anything to ruin somebody's reputation, including life insurance policies, anything. So it's all out in the open. It's all out in the open. Anything. And too many people know about it. Yeah, taking them to court, separating them from their families. Here's a justice card right here. So the level that it's reached at this point, because people are seeing a lot of stuff on social media, the level that it has reached, people are seeing stuff on social media. So that's why there are a lot of people whose backs up against the wall now. They're saying, well, this person is depressed and we're trying to show some compassion. No, people ain't depressed. People are now aware. People ain't depressed. It's depressing for them because whoever these energies are and their back is against the wall, that they would use their wealth and influence to do this stuff to people's families, all for some particular type of an image. People can't even, they don't even give people a chance to even move on with their lives, to even give them any kind of credit. They just make an impulsive move, go run straight to court. This is right here. Go right, race to court. Whoever these energies are, they go flying to court to try to attach themselves to somebody else's money. They don't pray about it, nothing. Just go racing to court to attach themselves to somebody's money. But yeah, so source is saying to you, as far as you're concerned, like something is going to be a win for you. Something is going to be a win for you, because at first you were kind of sort of torn, like, I'm not really sure, like, what the heck is happening here. But something is going to be a win because you got too much in common. You got way too much in common with energies. The energies really thought that, okay, we can dangle something in front of certain people's faces, snatch them away from their spouses, snatch them away from their, like snatch the husband away from the wife, snatch the kids away from the parents, snatch the wife away from the husband, snatch these people away, get all this craziness started. Too many people are fighting back. Too many people are fighting back. Yep, something is over. Somebody accused somebody of doing something. That's how they were able to get them away. Source is about to put you around a group of really enlightened energies. So you pray to have a divine group of energies, connecting you to where you can listen to music, where you can, your inner child can come out and play, and all of this other stuff. But what these energies are trying to stop is, you see these two women sitting on a rainbow, and with their kids. What they're trying to stop is a particular type of a community, right? Where people are playing God. So if that would say that you don't even have to be a part of a LGBTQIA plus community, you could just have, your child could be a part of the community, or you could be the B in the LGBTQIA plus community, or you could be the A. You could be asexual. You could be a person who is not even attracted to anybody. You could just be like, you don't want to get married, period. You could even be a person that says, you know what, you've been married before, you tried it, you don't want to be married. You could be married several times and don't want to be married. Don't want to be coupled up with anybody. You could be just independently wealthy. Don't want to be in a relationship with anybody. Somehow somebody wants to be chained to your wealth. If you believe in and you want to move on, somebody gonna find something to tie you to something and then talk about you behind your back. And that's what this is. And so sources say it's time for you to flourish. It really is time for you to flourish. Yeah, so that's what this is. That's what all of this water is, because you were torn before. And when you're reading cards, all of these cards tie you to a zodiac sign. All of these cards tie you to a zodiac sign. So legally, somebody is saying that someone is running from something, like some high-speed chase. You're trying to stay focused, but all of some stuff that was done behind people's back, filing stuff in court, all of this was done behind somebody's back. Mm-hmm. Accusing somebody of all the stuff that all the stuff that whoever this organization is accusing someone else of doing is what they did. And when I say they raced to court, as quickly as, yeah, as quickly as they say to somebody else, hightail it out of town, that's how fast they went to court. If somebody would just go look at, compare some dates, I mean, for real. If somebody would just go compare some dates, all of this for an image, a public image, and start talking to some people. Here's the Lover's card. A decision has already been made. A decision has already been made. These energies, when you see the Judgment card, that's an obsession. These energies are so obsessed with a public image. So obsessed with a public image. With what it looks like in a picture frame. That when things are over, somebody get married and they get a divorce. Okay, we gotta get rid of this energy. We don't want that smear in our family, whoever it is. When this is 2025, people get married, they get a divorce, people have lavender marriages, they have this kind of marriage, that kind of marriage, whatever. We don't, well, that's a poor representation. People playing God, in other words, instead of praying for people and saying, okay, let's have healthy co-parenting situations. They don't want that. I don't know who this reading is for. I really don't know who this reading is for, but I'm telling you, but these planets going retrograde, it's not even by coincidence that these planets are going retrograde, because Source is saying, okay, it's time to slow down and stop all of this judgment of each other. Everybody's pretending like, Source is not in charge. These energies that are judging whoever you are, Gemini, these energies that are judging you, they are under some serious judgment. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why you got justice in your favor. These energies are under serious judgment. That's why Source is telling you it's time for you to flourish. Somebody is really about to be rich. You don't even need to be torn, for real. You don't need to be torn. This is a jealous ex. And a lot of people are about to flourish because a lot of people have this same mess in common, the same mess in common. Here's a hangman. People being sacrificed. After all the sacrifices your ancestors made, your ancestors already made these sacrifices for some kind of an image, because people want to play God. Like, come on now, for real. Nowhere in the world. You don't even need to overthink this. Yeah, these energies are every crime that these energies are accusing other people of are the same ones that they are doing, except these energies are using money, resources to do it. That's what I'm telling you. Source is not a resource. Source is source. That's who you're going directly to. Yeah. You are good enough. Somebody has a moon in Virgo. You are good enough. When the moon is in Virgo, just remove yourself completely from the drama, the chaos, confusion, and drama, and go straight into prayer warrior mode. There's too many people with the same exact story, same story. When they try to leave certain organizations, all hell breaks loose. And people would think if you're on social media, you're the one that's negative. But it's too many people with the same story, same exact story. They go get a copycat. They go get a copycat of something that they want. That, okay, well, let's just fill somebody's shoes. They don't care about the mental health of the kids involved. None of that. Kids could be sick. Okay, well, let's go get an emotional support dog. Let's just go get a dog. Let's go get them some friends. Let's just build around this. I mean, it's anything for just a look. And the people that's just being put in there, just being plopped into a position, you're gonna treat yourself to a spa day. So listen to your intuition. Time to release the burden. Yep. Speak it into existence. Things are starting to flow to you like water. Yep. Wealth is within your reach. The new one is extra special. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. You are an answered prayer. You would think these energies would tell you that, it's time to do a throat chakra cleanse because you're speaking your truth, right? Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. You are who they prayed for. You have the gift, your gifts have increased. The healer and protector of travelers is with you. These energies, whoever the other parent is who are trying to, replace you with a copycat, is always telling somebody that somebody else is jealous. Nobody has a reason, honestly, to be jealous of anybody. Nobody. If you're a high vibrational energy, just even the whole idea of colorism is ridiculous. So somebody's color is better than another person. Someone's shape of their nose or eyes or facial expression. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The creator is within everybody. That is so low vibrational to say that another person, yeah, you may be aesthetically pleasing. One person may be aesthetically pleasing in terms of how somebody looks to another person. That's their choice. But the way that these energies are going about doing this is so ridiculous. It's not even funny. They're setting people up, hey, sit in front of this camera, and then next thing you know, people end up on a dark web. They don't know it. They set these people up, to get arrested, saying that they're in some kind of sex trade. I mean, just doing the works, putting this stuff and putting it, making their kids watch this, causing their kids to become alcoholics and drink, doing all this kind of stuff, saying, see, your mom or their dad, they're into this line of work. And, they left us. I mean, craziness, absolute craziness. So ask Source for clarity. The spy is now turned on. The angel of prophecy and wisdom, all for a perfect look. But I'm gonna tell you, it's the very one. It's some energy from the inside. I'm telling y'all, it's some energy from the inside gonna be the ones that's gonna turn these people in. They already started. They can't trust nobody on the inside already. They already started. There's too many people who know about this. Here's the acceptance, radical acceptance, and the now opens the flow. These people are looking at people's mental health records. So there's people who have dealt with some kind of trauma in the past. Those are the ones they're going after a particular look, and people who have dealt with some kind of trauma in the past. Okay, this one is a copycat. Let's go get that one. Okay, let's go see if we can fill their shoes, boost their self-esteem, whatever. Okay, let's just see if we can just put this one in there. They start giving problems. We're going to do the same thing. It's a method to it. Method to the madness. And it's not enough people speaking up. It's not enough people speaking up. But there's people that's taking notes though. So whatever anxiety you feeling, guess what? It's gonna be going away soon. Because that's the messenger right there. Page of Swords here. Page energy is messenger energy. Because there are a lot of people that's walking around on eggshells, like, something about this don't feel right. When they start opening up and talking, their body is telling them, just the whole air of being around this energy just does not feel right. Something feels off. People need to start listening to their body. People need to start listening to their body. Because there's been a lot of conversation going on. A lot of conversation going on behind people's backs. And that's the reason why some people are now becoming loners. They're like, you know what? They can't trust anybody. You feel like you're going to a place where if it's like it's supposed to be a safe space, being around, in these groups, you think it's a divine group of energies. Okay, you're able to talk. Your inner child can come out and play. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, so somebody's taking notes. Yep. So somebody has already have been trying to end, like I said, in Aquarius. This is right here, star, trying to end in Aquarius, right? And someone else. But so it's just like it's a whole lot of people, like I said, watching someone, a star card, sitting around a group taking notes, watching people, whether they're online. There's a lot of people that's online. But so it's just saying you have a lot of things in common. And there's a lot of people already speaking up. So, yeah. So. Yeah. So this right here can be a pen, it can be a needle, it can be whatever. And people are asking why. People are like, this, what's the motive? Like, what is the motive? Why? People are asking, it's a lot of questions as to what people are asking questions. Like people are starting to start asking and thinking for themselves. People are slowing down and thinking, what is the reason? Why are people leaving such it seems like everything is fine. These families seem like they're flourishing. Like, why? Why would somebody leave these families behind? Yes, that's a great question. Why? Why? Why would these families leave? Why would people leave these families behind? They must be crazy, right? Okay. By the time people talk to the kids, oh no, nothing's wrong. It's them. See, we got pictures. They were seeing this person, they were seeing that person, because you got somebody who's obsessively following people all around, setting people up. You go out to date. At that point, you don't know who you're dating because they've been sent by these people here. So it's just saying people are starting to pay attention to like what's really, really going on here. This tower. They've been trying to bring, as soon as somebody finds out information, they go straight into trying to bring a tower down on energies. And so that is what you're learning. So this week for you, even though this card came out sideways, at least it came out sideways. At least you're starting to think and starting to say, okay, I'm starting to think, okay, something is starting to click. Something is starting to click. The scales are starting to tip. Like, okay, I'm starting to think about some things now. These energies seem a little bit obsessed with these two energies. They seem a little bit too obsessed with people, finding their north node. Why? Why are they so obsessed? Why, when you talk about an obsession, because you see two stars up here, right? People seem a little bit too obsessed with ending people's north node. Why? If people are on social media, people got options not to watch it. That would be an option. Especially if they don't have as much money as somebody else, like the little old people. You don't have that much money. Why are people so obsessed? Why are people watching people? Nobody mentioned anybody's name. Anybody can look up the cards and see what zodiac signs is attached to cards, right? So somebody's gonna go take a walk. Somebody's getting ready to go take a walk. Nobody's mentioning anybody's names. No, nothing. Nobody's mentioning anybody's race. Nobody's mentioning anybody's, ethnicity, a particular community. I mean, you see a rainbow here. It's like two women, or it could be a man. Well, I mean, who knows? It could be a man and a woman. One got short hair, one got long hair. It could be whoever, but it's a rainbow. That could just be unity. But people are looking for their divine group of friends, meaning that God is there. Like meaning that, okay, you feel like it's a heaven sent. Feels like, okay, it was your group of people. You prayed for these group of people that were going to keep you enlightened about um the lay of the land. Okay, where the nice restaurants, or where the grocery stores or supermarkets, or where is the music, or whatever the things that you like to do. Where are those things, especially if people were born there, or you're new to a place, you're looking for your community, right? You're looking for your community. But you got people who are obsessed with lying on you, right? Because you found your north node. You and somebody found your north node. And so this is what a lot of people have in common, because you decided, hey, it's your choice. You decided to cut some people off. You don't want to be connected to certain people because you realize these people are running with a different group of a pack of people. You don't be connected to these energies, and they want to stay connected to you by any means necessary. You don't be connected to them. Mm-mm. So yeah, you got something in common. Find out, who you have in common in the family, in a zodiac sign, whether it's a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, and boom, you got the answer right there. That's for your answer right there. Because that would be the reason as to why you haven't completely moved on. They either kept somebody's mother, somebody's child, somebody's spouse. That is going to be the reason. That is going to be the reason. Because if you had walked away and you have everything that's with you, and these energies know that, that's why they're upset. That anything to keep you chained, anything, like I said, for you, your heart chakra, right? Anything, because you would have walked away as an air sign, Gemini, you, Aquarius, Libra, as air signs, y'all would have walked away and left everything. You would have left the house, car, everything. Anything physical, you would have just left it. Anything physical. But in terms of your heart, people that you love, you would have taken that with you. You would have even said, hey, you would have shared custody. You would have shared your time. Just let you leave so that you can flourish. You'd have prayed that they were flourishing. Just leave you alone. So these energies had to do something to create some kind of lie around you to create something that's going to keep themselves chained to your money, because that's all they care about is money. That's it. Everything for them is a transaction. You know your answer right there. Love has nothing to do with it. And when it's talking about transact, it has nothing to do with it. So you already know whoever they have with them that you love, they've already had to pay a hefty price, even being connected to these energies. Too many people are experiencing the same thing. So whoever it is that you love, you need to start praying for them and you. Yeah, Four of Swords. So you can get some rest, because these people are all about trying to use your words against you. That's all they care about. Everything has to be like a court of law. They trying to say that you're a bully, you'll do anything to win at any cost. That's their comeback. You're the bully. You'll do anything to win it. You'll say that do anything to win it all costs. You like to play mind games, blah blah blah, whatever. But check your record. I'm serious. Check your record. Check your history. You have you have gone without financially just to appease these energies. I'm telling you, some people have not gotten if it was your kids, some of y'all have not gotten any child support payment until the last year. They'll come out with they could have taken us to court. We would have paid. We've been paying in other ways. They'll come out with fake pay. I mean, they're something, child. They are something. They something else. Here's a Four of Pentacles here. So I see you being conservative with your time. Be surprised at how many people walk away because they feel like, okay, you see how many people walk away because they feel like, okay, they're trying to just go along with the flow. Okay, just trying to get along, whatever. But these energies, that's not how they operate. For them, it's about a look. That's it. It's just about an outer appearance. So here you are, you're for them, they're saying that whoever, this is a Capricorn, it's Four of Pentacles, is Capricorn. They're saying they're saying that this person right here is doing anything to win at all costs. Somebody is a bully. That's why somebody cut them off, right? But really, the Four of Pentacles here, which is a Capricorn, they got something on this energy, right? They did something with this Capricorn to end this Capricorn. They got some kind of lie to end their career. If they in entertainment or music, you see this music note right here, they got some kind of lie on this Capricorn to end their career, because they were desiring for some kind of security, fear of change, conservation, some kind of frugality or something. But I'm telling you, if people started getting together and talking and started literally exchanging receipts up until a day and started talking and saying, hold on, everything was fine. Somebody was paying for something up until a certain amount of time. And then what happened? It's like a phone line went dead. Everything was taken from somebody, because now at that point, we need to end. This right here connects us with death. We need to end somebody else. We need to completely remove somebody else out of the life, because that's the plan. The obsession with completely removing someone out of someone's life. We want the money by any means necessary, including a life insurance policy, because we need to keep up a particular lifestyle. People need to wake up. People need to for real wake up, because readers are not going to stop talking. People are not going to stop walking away from these organizations and not going to stop talking. Knight of Swords. It's heartbreaking and it's disappointing. You might need to stay focused. Stay focused. That's the only way somebody's going to be able to get some rest. It is disappointing. The stuff that these energies are doing to set up older kids, taking everything away from them. I mean, they've been paying the price since they were little. You want to be a part of this family? This is the price you're going to have to pay. They can't even think for themselves. And when they finally, the other parent worked themselves to death almost to give them a particular life, to give them a life of freedom, to help them. That's what I'm saying here in the cards. They do something to snatch it all back from them and then set the other parent or the spouse or somebody up to set them up. And now a light is shining on. This is a sun card. Nobody has time for games. And people are not crazy out here either. So it's time to sit down somewhere in the grass in the lotus position and meditate and get focused. Get focused. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, 202-460-3205. My website is queenamunra.com. People are not playing games anymore. Everything is not for show. It's not a television show. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards. These planets go retrograde for a reason, so people can slow down. I'm telling y'all, listen, I'm not trying to teach the Bible, whatever. That's not what I was called to do. I don't ever step that boundary at all. That's not what I'm called to do. But source of time, human beings out here trying to play God with other people's lives for show. People's arms are too short to box for God. You can't be out here pretending. Everybody out here is breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. Everybody's ancestors paid the price. That's every human being's ancestors paid the price before we came along. And everybody has a generational cycle, chain, and curse to break. Whoever these energies are, who's playing these games, they're going to have to deal with source. And I'm talking about they're going to have to deal with source now, for real. They're going to have to deal with source. But it's time to flourish. Yep, so that's what I'm saying for you. It is time to flourish. They cannot stop people. They cannot stop God's purpose. God created all of us, and God gave each one of us a purpose. All of this copycat mess out here and breaking into people's computers and cloning all of this stuff and trying to appear perfect and all of this. Yeah. That's what I'm saying for you all. Y'all gonna have a great week. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a great week. You got enough information. You don't need to be even confused. Whether you're a man or woman, I'm serious. You don't even need to be confused. Because whoever's linking up with whatever organization it is, it doesn't really matter what organization. Any organization that is trying to use their wealth to demonize you, whoever you are, a man or a woman, because it's a machine behind it. So whoever's trying to demonize you, whether you're a man or a woman, and trying to replace you with a copycat energy, but saying that you're jealous and that you're the one that's trying to win at all costs, and because you're mentioning stuff, because they have something. So if you're an air sign, they have something that's your heart, like that's connected to your heart. The air connects us to the heart chakra, right? Something that's your heart, right? Could be your husband, could be your kids, could be your wife, could be your parent, somebody that you're close to, that your heart is connected to, right? By now, they've already done something, that for them, their heart could be connected to. They, like in this instant right here, whoever this Capricorn is, they have a desire for security. You've already worked. You're an incredibly smart sign. You've already worked to provide some level of security for them. They've already taken all of that from them. And you have documented proof of that. You have documented proof of that. But you also have documented proof that somebody amongst these energies are lazy. They're lazy. You got some kind of mail or something where people did not, they still living, they didn't have their own space. You got some kind of documentation of something that's going to prove that you've been working your tail off, really legitimately multiple streams of income. And these energies, all they about is just money, sitting back and just stealing, taking stuff for appearance only. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, passion. hmm So yeah, so I'm looking at some kind of passion here. Somebody could be passionate about dancing. Somebody could be a fire sign. Somebody could be, or their sun or moon sign is a fire sign. They could be passionate about dancing. Or this could be something you have in common with somebody, but there's some kind of triangulation going on. There's a triangle here. This could be a symbol for somebody. Y'all could be in a prayer circle or something together. And they could be passionate about dancing, or maybe y'all went out dancing together or whatever. This could be some kind of African dance. But whatever it is, source is saying somebody has enough information at this point for real. Somebody got enough information. I mean, for real. Somebody got enough information. But yeah, somebody, it's already done. It's over with because somebody from the inside already reported these energies. There's so many people already reported these energies. So people will sit back with notepads and take as many notes as they want to. They can take notes until the cows come home if they want to. There's just too many people already inside already reported these energies. So it don't even really matter. Because people are sick and tired for real of all of this trying to be perfect. So that is what I have for you all. So let the tower games begin. It's already started. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me see if there's anything else over here. No, that's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. So you got love coming across your path, and I'm saying marriage is coming across somebody's path. If that's what you want, love and marriage coming across your path, you made enough sacrifices. Yeah, you already made enough sacrifices. Yeah, somebody does have a son or somebody who's like the, sunshine of your life. But I see you being very successful moving forward. I'm telling you, you got too much in common with people. You got way too much in common with people. I'm telling you. And you be surprised. I'm telling y'all, Geminis, whoever you are, you would be surprised at who would come to your defense. You don't even have to know these people. You'd be surprised at who would come to your defense. But some exes have so many people at odds, telling people jealous of people and people don't like people and people did something to somebody and all this other lies about stuff. You'd be surprised that you have somebody skipping in court for you. What? You have somebody write a statement. You had a statement in 5 minutes with a down, please. These people they need to stop playing. They need to stop playing. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying for somebody in court. Whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't even really matter. It really doesn't even matter. Any kind of machine that tries to come up against you, I guarantee you, if people start talking to each other, not in an effort to um, hurt anybody, but to for real heal, really heal, because the only energies that are hurting are these kids. That's it. That's the only energies that are hurting. And your inner child. That's only energies that hurt. These energies are literally trying to ruin people. Literally trying to ruin people. And that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. But yeah, you'd be surprised you reach out to people. You ain't got to sit there and go all into no extra nothing. Somebody would get you a statement with the quickness notarized. For real. that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.